Well, protecting yourself is easy. A volatile currency is a scary, often costly proposition. David's laughing here. Why are you laughing, David?
Because the rand last week was, I think, 11.60 odd against the dollar. It's 10.
So, I mean, scary is an understatement.
That's scary, yeah.
It's an understatement. Well, you need protection against extreme movements, and it's possible with the JSE's currency futures and options. These are ideal instruments to let you hedge against currency exposure by buying currency futures months in advance and locking in the rand value, which is what we should have done for the
which way
Christmas
do you
holidays.
go? You don't know which way to go, whether you go long or short.
Now, if you're going to go away for Christmas, well, I suppose now, what do you do now? Because the rand is strengthening again. Anyway, you make your choice. You go on to yieldex.co.za. It's quick, easy, and cost-effective, and you can put your bet either going up or down.
This market report is brought to you by DBX Trackers. Because you won't need to use your offshore allowance, it's the easiest way for South Africans to invest offshore.
If the days continue as they have, David, you won't really have to worry too much about affording to go anywhere in the world, because the JSE today had a cracker.
I just would like it to repeat it tomorrow, because we're not sure which direction it's going to take tomorrow. That's the kind of volatility. I don't know what the VIX is today.
Yeah, the Savvy is 54% today.
It's still extremely volatile.
Very, very, lots of fear.
But it was a big day. It was led up by resources. We had a huge day globally in resource shares. Prices steadying. I think also what we saw is oil price kicked up. Gold was better. Platinum also. Platinum seems to be a bit volatile. It's still struggling to find a level. But Anglo's, Alec, in London, Anglo's is up 17%. Because of the improved rand, we were only up 11%. But I mean,
only.
I mean, these are kind of movements which are very, very difficult
to
forecast.
What about Renette? Last night, Johan Rupert saying this thing's an absolute steal. He put his own purchases through today. Did you see much change in that price?
They were up only 1%. I'm just looking at about 12.75.
Right, so tomorrow you go and buy the Renette shares.
I like that whole story. I still think it. And as Johan said last night, relatively speaking, that they had only lost 3%. Remgro and
over the past year,
over the year versus 30%.
So Renette's one to buy. What about this with Caesar? My word! Mark Solomon comes in the studio. It jumps the next day. Today up another 35%. I think it was R1.05. You could have got them before that interview. It's now 170.
I'm sure that they were oversold. I'm sure that there was people had been caught maybe in single stock futures selling out, but 30% up today. He's going ahead. I think that if the platinum price picks
sensibly,
yeah.
And Nick Holland from Goldfields is sitting next to you, David.
16%.
16%. That's also been so volatile. Nick, why do you think your shares have been that volatile? We'll talk your numbers in just a little while, but why so volatile lately?
I think there's no logic in this market anymore. I think with people liquidating positions, there's no selectivity. People are liquidating everything. I was over in the US a few weeks back and saw a hedge fund who was a shareholder, and he said, well, I would have cancelled the appointment, but I just wanted to see you because we're busy liquidating the fund, and I've been told to sell your shares, and I've got to get whatever price I can get. So that kind of scenario is what we're seeing at the moment.
And we're seeing that magnified in the JSE, David.
And how? And if that was a commodity fund, I'm not sure, but we're seeing it with emerging market funds as well. So we've seen this massive flow out of South Africa.
But at least today it went the other way.
It did.
So it made a little difference. And the reason for this was big move last night in America.
Big move on the basis that we're going to see reduction in interest rates. Also, we're starting to see those interbank rates coming down, which is a very important move. In other words, the remedies that have been introduced by the government, central banks, are presumed to be taking some kind of effect now. So there's evidence that it's taking effect, and I think a bit of confidence coming into market. China reduced rates. We're expecting Europe to reduce rates. So I think a slightly better mood in global markets.